Okay, people, we've come this far. Now we get to the next to last installment of the Harry Potter franchise as I bring to you Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Duel, better known to you as the Big D. And this time around, I bring to you a review of the 2010 fantasy flick Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, released by Warner Brothers, directed by David Yates, once more. Of course, the first installment of a two-part event of the last book from J.K. Rowling, which came out in 2007. Ran by Steve Kloves and produced by David Heyman, David Barron, and Rowling as well, and features an ensemble cast, which of course includes Daniel Radcliffe, once again as the title character, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson as Ron and Hermione, plus several others. Now, if you haven't seen my reviews for the other installments of the Harry Potter franchise, I advise you to click on that card and try and catch what you might have missed, or see them again if you'd like, before you get into this here, okay? I'll give you a few seconds and a moment of silence, okay? Alright, that ought to do it. Alright, this time it falls after the ending to the last one, Harry Potter, who was recently asked by Dumbledore, who was killed in the end of the last film, to find and destroy Lord Voldemort's secret to immortality, the Horcruxes. So now, here we go. At Malfoy Manor, Severus Snape meets with Voldemort and the Death Eaters. He reports that the Order of the Phoenix will move Harry Potter, no longer under his mother's protective spell, to a safe location. Voldemort confiscates Lucius Malfoy's wand. His own is powerless against Harry because it and Harry's wand are brothers by sharing the same Phoenix feather core. During the move, Harry survives Voldemort's attack. During preparations for the wedding between Bill Weasley, the eldest son of the Weasley clan, and Fleur Delacour, you know, from Goblet of Fire, a wedding is occurring. The Minister for Magic arrives. He informs Harry, Ron, and Hermione that Dumbledore left each a bequest. Ron, a Deluminator. Hermione, a copy of the Tales of Beedle the Bard, which of course also had a book released by Miss Rowling, and Harry, the golden snitch he caught in his first Quidditch match. Harry is also bequeathed the sword of Gryffindor, which is missing and was never Dumbledore's. News arrives during the wedding that the Ministry has fallen and the Minister is dead. Death Eaters attack Harry, Ron, Hermione, escape to number 12 Grimmauld Place. While there, Ron realizes that Sirius' brother, Regulus Black, is the RAB who stole Salazar Slytherin's locket from Voldemort. Local thief Mundungus Fletcher later sold it to Dolores Umbridge, who you know from Order of the Phoenix. The trio infiltrate the Ministry and recover the locket, but their hideout is inadvertently revealed to a Death Eater during a chaotic exit. Hermione, having packed everything they need, separates them to a force. Ron is injured while separating, and the trio travels on foot while he heals. Ron learned that saying Voldemort's name aloud reveals the speaker's location. Attempts to destroy the locket fail. Hermione deduces that Gryffindor's sword can destroy Horcruxes because it is impregnated with basilisk venom. Ron, affected by the dark locket, is frustrated with their slow progress and irrationally jealous of Harry and Hermione. He argues with Harry, then separates, leaving Hermione distraught. Harry and Hermione continue on. When Harry touches the snitch to his lips, it reveals a cryptic message. I open at the close. Hermione notices a strange symbol drawn in Beedle the Bard that is identical to one of Luna Lovegood's father, Xenophilius Lovegood, wears. Harry and Hermione search for the sword in Godric's Hollow and encounter the Deathly Hallows symbol in a cemetery. Elderly historian Bathilda Bagshot approaches and motions them to follow. At her cottage is a photo of the young man in Harry's dream, who stole a wand from wandmaker Gregorovitch. Bathilda morphs into Voldemort's snake Nagini and attacks Harry. Hermione disapparates him to safety, but her rebounding spell accidentally destroys Harry's wand. Hermione identifies the man in the photo as Dark Wizard Gellert Grindelwald. That night, a Dove Patronus leads Harry to a frozen pond where Gryffindor's sword lies on the bottom. Harry dives into the frigid water, but the locket around his neck tightens, strangling him. Ron appears, retrieves the sword, and saves Harry. They destroy the locket Horcrux with the sword, and Ron explains that the Deluminator led him to their location. Okay, now for the final act and the ending, you know the procedure like always. 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. The trio visits Xenophilius Lovegood and learn the symbol represents the Deathly Hallows. Many years before, 3 brothers each received a prize that evades death: the Resurrection Stone, the Cloak of Invisibility, and the Elder Wand. The most powerful wand known, everyone. Possessing all 3 makes one the Master of Death. Xenophilius secretly summons the Death Eaters, hoping to exchange Harry for a kidnapped Luna. The 3 escape, but Snatchers capture them. During a vision, Harry sees an elderly Grindelwald telling Voldemort that the Elder Wand is buried with Dumbledore. At Malfoy Manor, Bellatrix Lestrange sees a Snatcher as Gryffindor's sword that she believed was in her Gringotts vault. Harry and Ron are locked into the cellar where they encounter Luna, Mr. Ollivander, and Griphook. Upstairs, Bellatrix tortures Hermione, and Harry begs for help using a mirror shard in which he believes he glimpsed Dumbledore. Dobby, who you remember from Chamber of Secrets, finally after being absent from the other movies, appears in response and helps save everyone while Harry grabs their captured wands from Draco. As they disapparate, Bellatrix throws a cursed knife, killing Dobby, and Harry buries him near Bill and Fleur's seaside cottage that is an Order safe house. Voldemort retrieves the Elder Wand from Dumbledore's tomb in the end. End of story. So, what did I think of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1? I will say it's pretty good. I finally got to revisit it as I did a bit of a Harry Potter marathon not so long ago. And well, I gotta say, it's really good. I know they wanted to do it in 2 parts, and I'm glad they made the right decision. Now, this one kind of was a little bit more darker than what I could imagine. They thought, as the MPA went back, well, it was MPAA, excuse me, I prefer to call it MPA because that's what they're known as to this day, gave the film a PG-13 after the previous film was reverted to the original PG rating like the first 3 movies were. But anyway, this film's really good, and I really did enjoy it. Daniel Radcliffe, once again, good as Harry. Rupert Grint, well, manages to be good to his Ron. I mean, sometimes his character's can be a little, well, you know. Emma Watson as Hermione is still good, too. Of course, we have Bonnie Wright back as Ginny, who actually gets, actually, like the last film, she was added to the core cast. Helena Bonham Carter is back as Bellatrix Lestrange, not too bad. Robbie Coltrane's back as Rubeus Hagrid. And of course, Warwick Davis, not playing Flitwick this time, he does Griphook. Now, of course, he originally was played by Vern Troyer at first, who, of course, most of y'all know best as Mini-Me from Austin Powers. Of course, he played Griphook in the first film, though Davis dubbed Griphook's lines, however, for that. Tom Felton's back as Draco Malfoy, and Ray Fiennes is back as Voldemort. And even though Dumbledore was killed, we do see flashbacks with Sir Michael Gambon as the character. Dame Maggie Smith is back as Minerva McGonagall. We have Brendan Gleeson back as Alistair Mad-Eye Moody, and John Hurt as Mr. Ollivander. And let's see, Jason Isaacs as Lucius Malfoy, and Helen McCrory as Narcissa Malfoy. We have Bill Nighy, who recently appeared in, well, some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he also appeared in the Underworld Rise of the Lycans movie as Rufus Scrimgeour, the new Minister of Magic. Alan Rickman's back as Snape. Jim Broadbent's back as Professor Slughorn. Timothy Spall back as Peter Pettigrew, aka Wormtail. We have Imelda Staunton back as Dolores Umbridge. David Doulis as Remus Lupin. Natalia Tina as Nymphadora Tonks. And George Harris as Kingsley Shacklebolt. Julie Walters and Mark Williams back as Molly and Arthur Weasley. We have Domhnall Gleeson as Bill Weasley. And Clemence Posey's back as Fleur Delacour. Oh, the list goes on. Now, we do see a brief, short scene of Richard Griffiths and Fiona Shaw as Vernon and Bettina Dursley. They don't have much spoken dialogue, but they still got credited for, well, obvious reasons, I think. But anyway, and we also have Rhys Ifans, who I've seen him in some movies, and of course he'd go on to be in The Amazing Spider-Man. And of course, we will see him in Spider-Man No Way Home next month, as a matter of fact. He plays Xenophilius Lovegood. And it has a host of others. Yeah, too many to mention, though. Anyway, the score for this was done by Alexander Desplat, which the score wasn't too bad. But anyway, it did have some pretty good, intense moments. It really was dark in some sequences, especially when Ron seemed like a little bit of a dark vision of Harry and Hermione together. Yeah. Anyway, the film did well. It went on to make $977 million worldwide, making it the third highest grossing film of 2010, losing to Toy Story 3 and Alice in Wonderland, which Helena Bonham Carter also appeared in. And it became the third highest grossing Harry Potter film behind The Sorcerer's Stone and the next chapter of this, which will be coming up next. So anyway, I thought this was pretty darn awesome. And the direction by David Yates was good. It got good response from everyone, including the performances, cinematography, visual effects, and musical score. So, all that's real good, and I really did appreciate that. So anyway, in the end, would I recommend Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1? I would say hell yeah. If you are a continuer, well, if you are a completionist, you gotta give it a watch, or else you don't know what you're missing in the next part. But anyway, it's got some pretty good moments. It's got some dark moments. It's got some sad moments. Everything. It's just so good. So anyway, what are your thoughts on Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider watching my reviews for these recent movies that I've just seen. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Ghostbusters Afterlife. The upper right-hand corner is my review of the newest MCU flick, Eternals. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent spoiler-free review for the new Disney animated feature, Encanto. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.